Lisa Cawte-Baker. I'm an equine therapist. I work a lot with sport horses and thoroughbreds, race horses. So I got into laser when I first came into the business. I was looking for a modality that would be non-invasive and that would have accelerated healing. I have to say, I mean, I was totally taken aback to the results I got. Not just that, it's just the fact my other laser was 15 pounds. It was crippling me. I needed to use my laser on me more than I did my clients. And especially when I have to cycle over rough ground everywhere to, you know, to get to my clients. Sometimes it's difficult for my clients to understand what I'm actually describing to them. So I got into thermal imaging, and it was probably the best thing I'd ever done, because now I'm able to show people exactly where the heat is radiating from. What I particularly like about the thermal imaging is that I can actually plot my progress. I can actually see heat dissipate from an injury, and then I can actually say to the owner, look, it is working, or if there's a circumstance where we're not making a difference, let's stop what we're doing and reevaluate. I've travelled with the chuck wagons for over 5 years now. As you can tell from my accent, I'm a complete outsider. This is very much a cowboy world. But what drew me to it is that the wagon teams are made up with thoroughbreds from the racetrack. So they've finished their racing career. Normally they've been injured in some way. So they might have boat tendons, or they might have suspensory issues, or even back issues. And the wagon guys will take them, give them a year off to be a horse, and then break them for the wagons. They will race for just 12 weeks of the year, and not every day. And it probably proved to be the best university ever, because now I'm getting the opportunity to work on existing injuries, bow tendons, suspensories, Sweeney's, which is nerve damage, you know, and to get incredible results on horses that really have been written off. Then, you know, I was able to use that data to prove to people that here's something that we can help these animals with now, and here's something that is an alternative, a choice. So you don't have to inject, it's a choice. What I particularly like about this one is something that my other lasers didn't have, is the fact that this has a blue light. And when I was first told about this, I didn't believe the potential of it. I did a lot of study on it too. I don't believe in just taking what someone tells me about a product. I have to do my own research. And the fact that it can be used to for antibiotic resistant bacteria is huge. This is going to be the future, because we are now in a society, not just the equine world, but in a society of drug-resistant bacteria. And energy medicine, that's going to be the way forward. When I first became an equine therapist, I chose cowboys to work with purely because they don't believe in anything. And I went into the Chuck Wagon Association as an outsider. I mean, you've got to remember, these guys are third, fourth generation cowboy, and they have a lot of old remedies, and they're very hard to convince. You have to produce results. And I thought, you know what? If I can turn these guys into believers, the rest of the world will be easy. So this is how I came to meet Troy Dorchester. And in fact, he was an absolute non-believer. He'd look at me from a distance like I was voodoo. And then one day we had a wreck, and it was a pretty serious wreck, and his best horse, Spoons, was injured. And he came to find me because this horse couldn't even walk 1 inch. Like, he was absolutely in agony. And Troy took me to his barn and was very visibly upset, to the point that I had to ask him to leave. I mean, it's quite disconcerting when you see a big cowboy with tears in his eyes. And he was depressing his horse, quite honestly. So anyway, at 10 o'clock I worked on that horse with the lasers. And then at 1 o'clock I came back and I massaged that horse. And then at 4 o'clock I came back, horse was gone. Well, I was thinking the worst. So I went to find Troy, and I said, Troy, I said, how's your horse? And he just looked at me and he just shook his head and he goes, them lasers didn't work. And I was like, what do you mean? I've always had a result. So the fact that he was telling me they didn't work, I didn't believe him. I said, well, where's your horse? He goes, he's out back. I think, oh no. And I was expecting to go out there and see a horse ready for pickup. Anyway, I went out, there's this horse, Spoons, kicking and bucking and playing. So I look at Troy and I'm like, Troy, look at your horse. And he looked at me dead straight face and he's deadly serious and he said, but he's still off. So I said, okay, give me one more treatment. Just give me one more treatment. I mean, this horse couldn't even walk an inch this morning. I said, give me one more. He did. We did one more treatment on him. The next day he went out and he raced. And he's been racing ever since. In fact, he was at Calgary Stampede's 100th anniversary where Troy Dorchester won the 100,000 dash for cash.
It's kind of funny meeting Lisa at the start. We were wondering about what this was all about. We're all old-fashioned around here. We've been hay and oats and just, you know, good feed and give them time off when they need it, but that ain't quite enough. And in the last 10 years, it's changed immensely around the barns. Lisa's got the laser going, and I've got her working on probably 5 head here. And this is our 5th year we've been using Lisa. Be nice, you know, having her around when we need her, because it's amazing how it works. I mean, I still not 100% on how it works, but it does the job, and my horses love it. And we've had good results every time she's been here. I mean, we're at Calgary Stampede, and you win a lot of money here if you keep your barn sound and healthy and feeling good, and that's pretty much why Lisa's in here every day working on 5 that we have. We were at Panoka Stampede last weekend, and we ended up winning the $50,000 show, so we were pretty pumped, but it's a long track and kind of hard on the horses body-wise. They sore, just body sore and stuff. So when we got here, Lisa come in and she's been working on them, and these guys have been feeling great. It's pretty good. The one outfit that's going tonight, this will be their fourth night in 6 nights, so they're feeling good. They'll get 2 nights off now, and we'll keep Lisa busy in the mornings working on them, and if I need them in the semi-finals or in the final day, if we can hang in there, she'll be there working on them.